Hi guys! Welcome to my class. Our topic for today is to classify quadrilaterals. But before we proceed, let me tell you about Baba Zayed. When Sheikh Zayed became president of the UAE in 1971, one of his first actions was to guarantee that his children would live securely, happily, and comfortably forever. Look at the UAE before. Sheikh Zayed knows the difficulty of his people. He is concerned about the economic and social situation of everybody here. And this is why he took ingenuity and leads to develop the social, economic, and physical situations of all the people living here in the UAE. His commitment to the Emiratis was incomparable. He continued to offer all they could ever need, as a father would do to his children. That is why all the people call him Baba Zayed. When some people ask him if he is bothered that his action may cause his people to become too dependent on him, do you know what his reply? He told them, "My wealth is for my children." Look at the UAE now. From free housing and education to subsidized even food, Sheikh Zayed built this nation into a prosperous state. Under the leadership of Sheikh Zayed, this inspires all the people and everybody that surrounds him. That is why the UAE experienced exponential growth. Being a good father and the best leader, Sheikh Zayed continued to revive the new generation by setting an example of going for challenging goals. You see guys, Sheikh Zayed did not stop to achieve what he wants so that his children will live comfortably ever. What's interesting is the current leaders of the UAE is also the same as him. I hope you were inspired again by Sheikh Zayed and our current UAE leaders. The objective of our lesson today is to classify quadrilaterals based on attributes such as congruent side, parallel sides, and congruent angles. The family of the quadrilaterals are here. The parallelogram. Under the parallelogram are the rhombus and the rectangle. And under the rhombus and the rectangle is the square. The trapezoids and the kites are also in the family of quadrilateral. Let us discuss each shape of the quadrilaterals one by one. The figure here is a parallelogram. They have two pairs of opposite sides which are parallel. The top and the bottom side are parallel. I colored it blue. The left side and the right side are also parallel. I colored it red. The two opposite sides of the parallelogram are congruent. The top and the bottom side, they are both 16 centimeters. The left side and the right side are both 12 centimeters. So, two opposite sides are congruent. Remember, a parallelogram has two pairs of opposite sides which are parallel and congruent. Now let us move to a rectangle. You can see that two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. I colored the top and the bottom blue. They are parallel. The left side and the right side, I colored it green, and they are also parallel. You can clearly see that two pairs of opposite sides of a rectangle are parallel. Opposite sides are also congruent. You can see that the green lines are both 8 meters and the red lines are both 4 meters. So, opposite sides are congruent. The four angles of a rectangle are all right angles. Now, I want you to remember this. A rectangle has two pairs of opposite sides which are parallel. The opposite sides also are congruent, and the four angles are right angles. In a trapezoid, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. You can see that I marked them with red lines. These red lines are parallel. And all the sides have different lengths, so there is no congruent side. I want you to remember that in a trapezoid, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel and there is no congruent sides. In a rhombus, all the opposite sides are parallel. The blue lines are parallel and the red lines also are parallel. All the sides of the rhombus have the same length, so all sides are congruent. In a rhombus, remember, opposite sides are parallel and all sides are congruent. A square has two pairs of opposite sides which are parallel. I mark them with purple. Those are parallel. And the black one, the top and the bottom, they are also parallel. You can see that all the sides of the square has a measurement of 5 meters. Therefore, all sides are congruent. And all the four angles of the square are right angle. Now, I want you to remember this. In a square, two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. All the sides have the same measure, that is why they are congruent, and four angles are right angles. Let us name the quadrilaterals that have four right angles. What do you think they are? One quadrilateral is a rectangle because rectangles have four right angles. The other one is a square. A square has four right angles also. So, the two quadrilaterals that have four right angles are rectangle and square. What about the quadrilaterals that have opposite sides parallel? There are four quadrilaterals that have opposite sides parallel. Parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, and square. The first pair with opposite sides parallel are marked with black lines, and the second pair with opposite sides parallel are marked with red lines. What about a quadrilateral with exactly one opposite side parallel? Only this figure have one opposite side parallel, exactly one opposite side, the top and the bottom. You call this a trapezoid. Now let us describe this quadrilateral and identify its name. This quadrilateral have four right angles. It has two pairs of opposite sides parallel. It has opposite sides which are congruent. And this is a rectangle. To sum it up, I summarize all the quadrilaterals, its shape and attributes here. The first one is a rectangle. All the angles are right. Opposite sides are congruent and two pairs of opposite sides parallel. The second one is a square. All the angles are right. All the sides are congruent and two pairs of opposite sides parallel. A parallelogram has the shape here also. Opposite sides are parallel and congruent. While the trapezoid, one pair of opposite sides are parallel and there is no congruent side. In a rhombus, all sides are congruent and two pairs of opposite sides are parallel. While in a kite, two adjacent pairs of sides are congruent. As I am always telling you guys, I will never stop reminding you what Sheikh Zayed wrote for us. Education is like a lantern which lights your way in a dark alley. Whenever you are confused on some part of the lesson, I want you to go back. Light up your way, watch it again, step by step, closely, carefully, and slowly. And I know you will get it. Math will always be easy for those who are studying. Try to discover your undefined smartness. Score high in math. Okay, guys? Good luck! God bless!